3 bedrooms, 1 level with a great meadow view and gorgeous Saddle Lake Farms. Colleen and David Black, Keller Williams Realty. Call on Colleen.
This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Monday, the 30th of November, last day of meteorological fall. James Spann here. Turning colder. Rain is over. Big rain producer coming in here Wednesday. Very cold air later in the week. A lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. Now, these images were captured late this morning, about 10:45. That's the Mount Cheahaw sky cam, and all you can tell is that it's raining up there, or it was late this morning. Late this morning, there's the Decatur sky cam up in Morgan County. At that point, the rain had ended there. And from Inverness, still some light rain out on Highway 280. That image was captured at 10:50 this morning. Well, there's our big picture, and you get the idea what we've got going on here. We've got one trough that's lifting just north of us, producing the rain today and driving a surface boundary through here. Cut off upper low over the Gulf of California. That promises to bring some very wet weather in here late tomorrow night and Wednesday. Look at the visible satellite shot, and that's as of 2:15 this afternoon. And you can see the breaks in the cloud cover over northwest Alabama, a few thin spots over northeast Alabama, and Memphis totally clear. And those clouds will be eroding quickly over the next couple of hours, and everybody will likely be clear tonight. And yes, we are turning colder. You know, we started off the day in the upper 50s in many areas, and by golly, it's down to 43 in Cullman, awfully cold and cloudy and wintry. Birmingham sitting at 49. Montgomery, they've still got 62 down to the south. And we'll take a look at the radar. At 2:20 this afternoon, you can see a few little bands of light rain lingering southeast of Birmingham, parts of Talladega and Clay counties. But for most of us, the rain is over, and tomorrow we will get a definite one-day break from the rain. Here's the watch warning map, and we've got coastal flood watches up for the Gulf Coast in advance of this storm coming out of the southwest, with the possibility of some coastal flooding and beach erosion there. Those counties in Mississippi, those kind of spotty counties, I think those are wind advisories. And winter storm watches and warnings for parts of West Texas, southern New Mexico, and extreme southeast Arizona. Rain for the next 5 days. Again, a pretty good swath with our coastal low. Heaviest rain from the waters of the northwestern Gulf up into South Alabama. That bullseye near Mobile and Dauphin Island, about 6.5 inches of rain down there. And up this way, the amounts taper off a good bit. You go up to the Shoals, that's about 1 inch. You go down to Clanton, and that's about 2.5 inches. We think that the system tomorrow night and Wednesday will definitely have potential for 2 inches of rain here. We think the ground can handle most of that. Don't expect any major flooding problems, and that's the good news. Convective outlook on day 3. This is Wednesday. Got a risk of severe weather from southeast Alabama on up the Atlantic coast. Dothan is involved in that. Tallahassee, Macon, Savannah, Jacksonville, Orlando, Daytona Beach, Tampa, and Charleston, of course. And again, what we'll be doing is watching how this whole warm sector unfolds. That risk area might need to be pulled farther north. We'd say the risk would be south of a line from Roanoke to Montgomery to Mobile on Wednesday. And down there, folks will have to watch out for a few strong to severe storms, and everybody will be very wet, as you saw. Let's look at modeling here. Let's go through this. This is the 12Z GFS at noon tomorrow, noon on Tuesday. There's our trough over West Texas and Mexico. Down below that, we'll start the day with a sunny sky. We've got the developing surface low in the western Gulf, so that rain will probably arrive tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, the trough is rotating through Louisiana. Now let's take a look at the two models here. First off, the GFS. This is at noon Wednesday. The GFS has the surface low near Chattanooga and Bridgeport and Scottsboro up in the northeastern corner of Alabama. But the NAM has the thing closer to Memphis. So who's right here, the GFS or the NAM? If the NAM is right, we could see some strong storms here, with the GFS just suggesting a cool, rainy day. As often as the case, we'll kind of go with a compromise and maybe peg that surface low near Huntsville at midday Wednesday. Still, the greatest chance of any severe weather would be more than likely over southeast Alabama. But everybody will likely see a good soaking rain. Thursday, that surface low is well to the northeast, deepening north of Buffalo, New York. And look at the cold air flooding the nation. Goodness. And then Friday, very deep trough developing. But look at that Vortmax. all of a sudden showing up on the GFS, coming through South Texas, and down below that thing tries to spin up a little surface wave in the western Gulf, and by golly, that's trying to suggest a chance of snow in Houston. Are you kidding me? Friday afternoon or Friday night? Let's go to Friday night at midnight. Snow is over for Houston, and a little moisture in here, maybe hinting a few snow flurries across most of Alabama, including Montgomery, almost down to Mobile. And again, the moisture is going to be awfully limited here. The deeper moisture, obviously, in the eastern Gulf. So one way or the other, the cold is the big story, but if this consistency keeps up, we might have to look at putting in the chance of a few snow flurries in here Friday afternoon or Friday night. Just a quick peek at the European. That's valid Saturday, starting off the weekend, very cold for the east. We'll go back to the GFS, back at the surface, very cold air on Saturday. We might have a hard time getting out of the low 40s on Friday and Saturday morning. If we go clear, we could easily be down in the mid-20s, with the possibility of upper teens for the colder valleys Saturday morning. And again, that's assuming that we're clear and the wind is calm. This is suggesting it might be that we've got a north wind going on here, and that might prevent that. But whatever. It's going to be cold Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's all we're saying here. And then Sunday, we start to moderate somewhat. But again, we note a 1,044 millibar high crossing down into Montana. And then Monday of next week, here comes that next chance of rain, but it looks like it would be warm enough there for just rain. Another surface low out there over Arizona. Looks like a big snowstorm for the southern Rockies. And then the following day, on Tuesday, we get wet with the storm lifting out of the southwest. But again, just wet here with no snowflakes involved, if this is right. But boy, you get the idea. It's going to be a very active month. Let's go later in the month on the 13th. Here comes the next short wave. That suggests, again, just rain. The cold air stays north of us. And at the end of the forecast on the 16th, very cold air settling in here. Big 1,040 millibar high near Wichita. So the month starting to look pretty cold and pretty unsettled. So we wonder if we might see a few snowflakes. If nothing else, just flurries along the way with those shots of cold air. But again, it looks like a very interesting month to watch the weather. No doubt about that. Makes you want to go, That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening. ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Each day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.